Welcome to our channel Simply Medics. Today we will be going to discuss about coronavirus. Coronavirus is basically an umbrella term which denotes a family of related viruses known as the Coronaviridae family. These are mainly notorious for causing most of the seasonal flus. The family comprises of 6 genus: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, toro and the rhabnoviruses or the bampaniviruses, out of which alpha and beta are known to infect humans, out of which beta is mainly notorious for the major pandemics and epidemics happening all over the world, such as the SARS outbreak in China in 2002, the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome outbreak in 2012, also known as the camel flu, and the present SARS-CoV-2 outbreak, which is currently a pandemic, and it also has its origin from Wuhan, China. Talking about the structure of coronaviruses, like any other virus, they comprise of the nuclear material or the genome. They also have structural proteins. Five types of structural proteins are present, and envelope. So these are enveloped viruses. The nuclear material is a positive charged single-stranded RNA, and the envelope is derived from the lipid bilayer of the host cell membrane. The structural protein, basically five types, comprise of the E protein or the envelope protein, which forms ion channel in the envelope. The second type of protein are M protein or the membrane glycoprotein embedded in the lipid membrane. Beside these, there are nucleocapsid protein. Nucleocapsid protein are the phosphoprotein responsible for the protein synthesis machinery, the nucleic acid synthesis, as well as replication. Beside this, there are spike proteins, spike glycoprotein, as well as the hemagglutinated papillomas present on the surface of the coronavirus. These two are basically the main virulence factor responsible for the rapid transmission of the coronaviruses and its infection. Also, these are responsible for giving the appearance of corona on the surface of the viruses and hence deriving its name coronaviruses. Talking about the epidemiology and transmission, so these viruses are basically seen to transmit through respiratory droplet infection, which is generally through close contact. Another peculiar feature of these viruses is a transmission from one species to another, which is also called as species jump. Species jump was basically seen in major outbreaks such as the SARS outbreak in 2002. The Middle East Respiratory Syndrome was also associated with the species jump, and the present nCoV virus or the COVID-19 virus, novel coronavirus, is also seen to show species jump. The SARS virus was seen to have its origin from the fruit bats. The virus it started its epidemic infection in Hong Kong with 90% cases within China only. The Middle East Respiratory Syndrome virus has its origin derived from the camel urine or the camel blood, and the outbreak was mainly in 6 countries of the Middle East: the Muscat, Kuwait, Oman, the Jordan, UAE, and the Saudi Arabia. And there is a controversy about the origin of the present novel coronaviruses. It is told to be infected from the bats, but also there are persuasions that this is man-made virus because of the mutational difference between SARS and the novel coronavirus are so huge that they are seen to be synthesized in the lab. Talking about the pathogenesis, 15% of the common flu are from coronaviruses only. They cause respiratory tract infection, basically upper respiratory tract infections such as the bronchitis, bronchiolitis, sinusitis, common cold, laryngitis, etc. In severe and rare cases, some strain of the viruses are responsible for causing lower respiratory tract infection, such as the pneumonia and the respiratory distress syndrome. The SARS, the MERS are of this category only. Talking basically about the present COVID-19 virus, it is also seen to have its pathogenesis by severe acute respiratory distress syndrome. Now let's us talk about in detail about how respiratory distress occur by coronaviruses. For this, basically we have to start from the entry of the virus in the alveoli. In the alveoli, two mechanisms are occurring. First of all, the virus are identified by the macrophages present in the alveoli and enveloped by them. The macrophages have a good antibacterial system, but the antiviral machinery is not so good. So these secrete interleukin 1, TNF alpha to recruit T killer and T helper cell. These are inflammatory mediators and hence also cause inflammation around the blood vessel of alveoli and the alveoli itself, which results in increased permeability of the blood vessel in alveoli. This results in oozing of fluid from the blood to the alveoli, resulting in filling of fluid inside the alveoli, which results in congestion and hence the first stage of pneumonia. The thickening of the barriers for exchange of res- oxygen occurs now. This would result in difficulty in oxygen passing through the respiratory barrier. Now, talking about the second mechanism, the spike proteins or the valence factor of the coronavirus attach to the ACE receptors of the pneumocytes in the alveoli, and the hemagglutinases present on the coronavirus destroy the receptors and facilitate the entry of the virus inside the cell. Now the virus uses the cell machinery for its replication. Now the recruited T helper cells, which were recruited by the macrophages, release interferon, and which this interferon bind to the infected cell. This interferon made the cells susceptible for the T killer cells for destruction. Hence, the T killer cells destroy the infected pneumocytes. Uh, in early phases, this response is responsible for prevention of the increase in viral load and hence beneficial for the organism. But as the destruction of cell increases, there is decrease in respiratory cells for oxygen exchange and hence hypoxia occurs, which results in organ failure and which leads to finally death. The main clinical features of the infection, such as the fever, is due to the inflammatory mediator interleukin 1, and difficulty in or shortness in breathing occur due to thickening of the respiratory exchange barrier. Now, talking about the diagnosis of this viruses, the live diagnosis mainly has two approaches. The diagnosis based on culture inoculation of the virus, i.e., the cell line culture on monkey kidney cells or virulines, but it is a tedious method. So, mainly we are primarily associated with serological tests like ELISA and immunofluorescence tests, which detect the antibody against virus in the blood. Also, molecular tests such as multiplex PCR are very good alternative for detection of the DNA material of the genetic material of the virus. Now coming to the treatment modalities, there is no specific antiviral therapy for the coronavirus. Ideally, isolation or quarantine is the best way to prevent the spread of the virus. Besides this, there are also reports of plasma therapy in which the antibodies of a cured person